Another Steam Next Fest has arrived, and that means another massive pile of exciting new indie games to uncover. Unfortunately, this also usually means there's hundreds of demos to sift through. So what to do? Well, you can always rely on us to no-life our way through the list in order to bring you the best of the best and the strangest discoveries out there.
Okay.
So let's dive right into another installment of the best and weirdest of Steam Next Fest. My name is Boss Sauce.
And I'm Roland Coons. And together, we are the two-headed hero.
Roguelike and deck builder are two words that seem to spread all over Steam like glitter on a strip club floor, and I'll be the first to admit that I am super picky when it comes to new card games. But Death Howl manages to do something compelling and different while avoiding the pitfalls of the genre. Step into the antlered robes of Ro, a Slavic forest witch. Her son's been somehow turned into a ghost deer, so she sets out to search for him in the spirit world. Battle the twisted beasts and evil ghosts that block your path to your dear boy by using a combination of deck building abilities and turn-based tactics, where careful positioning and strategic thinking are your keys to survival. Gather up the forest's bounty in order to craft new and powerful cards. And as you work your way through the dark forest, ancient animal totems will help you on your journey, or stand in your way. Some light Souls-like components and a massive, persistent, explorable game map also do much to make Death Howl stand apart from the massive pack of card-flipping roguelikes that we see each and every year. This game's also published by 11-bit studios, who have a penchant for picking up on indie titles with unique mechanics and excellent storytelling. Death Howl definitely has both. Plus, just look at this thing. Such a beautiful standout pixel presentation should not go unnoticed. If you're sick of the slew of Slay the Spire knockoffs, keep an eyeball on this one. But if you want your card game crunchy and your dives deep and difficult, take a look at Nomia. Taking place in a dangerous dream world, Nomia traces the tale of a group of mysterious dreamers that are trying to find their way back home. I think. Sure, the storytelling might be a bit opaque, but what's already there is fascinating. Plus, Nomia takes the time to fill in the relationships between each of the unlockable characters, whose bonds can deepen the more times you pair them up for adventures into this antiseptic nightmare realm. Complex combat and hordes of interesting items kept me coming back to this demo. Before I knew it, over an hour had passed. Pretty sure I still have yet to see all this preview has to offer, so if you like card games and tactical combat, Nomia is a game you should get to know. But maybe you prefer a different type of tactics. Preparing for the apocalypse is more popular than ever, and Dustwind Resistance is here to show you how to take care of those pesky wasteland raiders. Dustwind Resistance transports us to a time in gaming where real-time with pause combat was the new novelty, and still remains a somewhat awkward medium between action games and traditional RPGs. This game plants you firmly in the muck-stained boots of a young farmer named Jake. Jake grows up in the simple life you'd expect from rural homesteading, delivering pumpkins, wrangling frog pigs, blowing training robots to smithereens, and going toe-to-toe with flesh-eating mutants. Jake marries his childhood sweetheart, and for a time things are idyllic, at least until a big bad by the name of the Warlord comes to town and burns your little farm to the ground. Wait, this guy's actually called the Warlord? Not really one for subtlety, I guess. Dustwind Resistance is the second game in the series, and yes, I did know about the first. From what I recall of my brief time with the first Dustwind, Resistance marks massive improvements in the controls and camera areas. Part old school Fallout and part old school Baldur's Gate. It's a challenging, tactical RPG that might just be what you need if you're looking for something to satisfy that 90s RPG nostalgia. But perhaps a different kind of post-apocalypse is more to your liking. A lighter, friendlier wasteland filled with adorable masked munchkins, cute cacti, and massive lumbering combat mechs. Dunecrawl is just the thing then. It started out as this light action RPG with your everyday twin-stick combat, which is even more fun with a co-op buddy. Shooting bandits and dodge rolling out of danger is your soup du jour here, and the occasional mech hopping a la Metal Slug allows you to use these weird beetle robots for mounted combat. Then, suddenly, everything changes. You're working with your villager buddies to pilot a giant crab mech walker around the dunes, fighting other giant crab mechs for dominance, and frantically slapping your big robot back together whenever it loses a limb. Getting tossed into that action out of the front end of a cannon is pretty damn satisfying and also helps you to get that hard-to-reach loot. Out of all the games on this list, Dunecrawl is the one that keeps me coming back to the store page, slowly refreshing it over and over in hopes that a release date will finally appear. If you're done with Doom the Dark Ages but really wish there was more 19th century diving suits involved, well, Abyssus might be just what you're looking for. It's a looter shooter that takes place in a realm where steam-powered miniguns, flying robot fish, and evil golems are everyday encounters. You'll blast through this mysterious abyss alone or with some buddies, if you have buddies, gathering treasures and powering up your loadout with shrines that channel godlike passive powers into your guns and grenades. Abyssus is one of those roguelite experiences that rebuilds random dungeons out of reusable dungeon chunks, so you'll be seeing some repeats of these arenas from time to time, sort of like Ziggurat or any other number of similar boomer looter shooters. But who cares as long as the robots look awesome, the action is furious, and there's loads of shiny new weapons and diving suits to unlock. If your favorite type of shooter contains much less boomer in it, but much more of the back nine, maybe you should check out Putt Down. Ever want to play mini golf but thought using the club made it too simple? Well, in Putt Down, a sentient golf ball man unchains you from the electric chair and lets you enjoy hole after hole. Yee. Rather than swinging around a piece of titanium, though, you'll be blasting the ball with a classy double barrel. But be on the lookout. As your stress increases and the stakes climb, other golfers will ask to play on through. Putt Down is absolutely unique, and the combination of horror and amusement park sports is surprisingly compelling. It's absolutely worth a try. If you've ever fantasized about being a tiny dreadlock-wielding robot in a space-bound cyber city, then take a look at Mio. Mio, Memories in Orbit. The intro chapter might scream art game in bright, bold capital letters, but once a mysterious metal pillbug brings you back to life, you'll be exploring the ruins of this massive maze in a familiar Metroidvania style. At face value, Mio comes across as simplistic. Your pointy little android can only jump and whip its hair back and forth to attack. But once you get a hug from Purple Space Mom, you'll see that there's a full host of upgrades just waiting to be uncovered and unlocked. Similar to Souls-likes, dying sets back your progress, snatching away those precious pixels that work as currency until you find your body once again. Machines like this one are needed to crystallize these bits into a usable form, but overall, Mio is a game about discovery. Unlocking paths and leaping towards secrets goes hand in hand with its character revelations and environmental storytelling. Plus, it has a beautiful atmospheric soundtrack that complements its gorgeously animated scribbly art style. Mio looks like it's sure to scratch that platformer itch when it finally arrives on Steam later this year. Still didn't get enough Metroidvanias? Well, take a look at Possessors, the new game from Heart Machine, the developers of Hyper Light Drifter fame. Gooey demons are slaughtering and or eating people, your buddy dies in front of you, and as the game opens, you ain't got no lags. What's a girl to do? Make a pact with a dying demon to bring them home. When you wake up from your demonic femboy's mime prison, 3 years have passed. The world's in ruins, now populated by evil pineapples and possessed filing cabinets. Fortunately, your new and improved leg sticks give you some demonic dodging powers, and you stumble across useful weapons and tools from a long-dead world that can give you an edge the next time one of these things wants to file you under D for deceased. What's this one do? Wait. Knocks up the enemy in front of you? Heesh. Possessor might have some unnecessary parentheticals in its title, but from first impressions, it's got gorgeous animation and a unique setting that demon hunters can really sink their teeth into. Wait a second. You're telling me you still didn't get enough beautifully rendered Metroidvanias? Really? Okay, last one. Raygun Gadabout puts you in the pink-haired skull of Raygun, a famed bounty hunter that loses her memories after a job goes wrong. This brain damage also results in the loss of her cosmic bounty hunting abilities, putting her back at square one. Raygun isn't out there all alone though. A space station full of helpful aliens and robots point her in the right direction and dole out side quests, and her faithful talking space dog Winchester serves kind of as her guy in the van as she tracks down hordes of space pirates and faces off with zombie alien tongue thingies, giant larvae, the works. Raygun Gadabout has a deeper concentration on puzzles, parrying, and other combat tech than the other Metroidvanias on this list, and it definitely serves up a challenge at first look. It's fast, it's furious, and oh yeah, you can fly an overpowered little spaceship around the galaxy, blowing up asteroids and pirates for extra cash. So between these three titles, platformer fans definitely have a lot to look forward to. But let's get away from platforming. Did you ever feel like modern open world games make it way too easy to just get around? Usually they give you a bunch of horses, jetpacks, fast travel, or whatever to get from point A to point B without any challenge whatsoever. Here's Baby Steps, the latest game from Bennett Foddy that makes the simple act of walking around into a devastating challenge. The player slips into the gray pajamas of Nate, a 35-year-old basement dweller that gets suddenly isekai'd off his couch and into a gorgeous, mysterious green cave. Nate's got another big problem though. His underdeveloped legs have atrophied from years of couch surfing, giving him a real hard time when it comes to making feet go. After a bunch of trial and error falls, you'll start to get a little bit of rhythm and feel for the walking controls, but Baby Steps constantly mixes it up, throwing devastating obstacles like stairs or branches in front of Nate at every turn. Fortunately, Nate's not alone. Interesting characters dot the landscape with their own little side missions and helpful tips.
Wait up, Nathan. Jim.
Yeah, no, I remember.
From the cave, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I feel like we got off on the wrong foot.
No,
Let's just cut straight to the good stuff. Come with me.
that's
Won't take a minute. It's very close.
actually I do have to. I gotta.
It's not a scam. I'm not going to charge you any money.
No, I
I'm not going to hurt you.
no,
I'm just trying to get you some shoes.
no,
Yeah, because of the bare feet.
I don't. Yeah, that's how I like it. I just do.
Just your feet.
Yeah, but is there maybe just toilet?
Toilet?
Yeah, I just need to pee.
How badly?
Just normal. Bad.
Or at least create some space for awkward dialogue. If the name Bennett Foddy sounds familiar, it's probably because you've seen or played Getting Over It. Yeah, the funny yet frustrating game where your beefy lad is stuck in a cauldron and has to climb a mountain using only a sledgehammer. And yes, all the silly moments with NPCs or cartoonish slapstick falls are punctuated with heavy doses of frustration. But still, Baby Steps is shaping into a charming, silly game for those that are up to the challenge.
Ow. Oh, God.
Yeah, I'm done. Soul Nexus is an unusual take on the well-worn adventure genre, using a 1980s-style text parser where you type individual commands, guide a little beak-headed man to freedom. Through the labyrinth, you'll encounter simple puzzles, talk to other weird-headed denizens, and stumble unwittingly into death. It might be a simplistic game in both presentation and format, but something about watching this wobbly little stickman dodder around these vague environments feels very compelling. The writing is straightforward but well done, and the game carries just enough intrigue to keep you going until the end of the demo. Hopefully beyond. Definitely one I'm looking forward to for a quiet evening of adventuring in the future. Of all the things I came across over Next Fest, I never expected a body-snatching detective game to be one of them. But that's what we have here with No, I'm Not a Human. The sun has experienced an explosive event of unknown origin, bathing Earth in extreme heat and radiation during the daytime. But at the same time, murderous doppelgangers have emerged from the bowels of the Earth. As a reclusive shut-in, your task is to try to save as many human survivors as you can. You can't leave your house, but you can shelter those that do get caught outside. The real trick is trying to tell if you've let a normal everyday human into your home, or if they're one of the bloodthirsty visitors. Each night, new people will come knocking at your door hoping for shelter. During the day, you'll be able to interview your guests and use clues found in the nightly news to test for humanity. But you only have enough time and energy to test a certain number of times per day. So ultimately, it falls on you to play Sherlock Holmes here and decide whether the guests are safe or whether they need to meet the business end of your shotgun. It's an interesting take on the deduction game, and the unnerving art style does a lot to match the mood to the premise. A red mullet, giant eyeballs, legs like Christmas hams, Frodo-like height. Yeah, Ringo might not be the protagonist you'd expect from your average JRPG, but Wanderstars puts this plucky little fighter front and center in a galaxy-spanning story. In this faraway island paradise, attacks are more powerful when you scream them out loud like Goku. And I mean, well, just take a look. The game is chock full to the brim of callouts to 1990s anime designs. So how does Wanderstars translate this into satisfying combat? By twisting your average JRPG menu into a fun, combo-based word game. True to Ringo's honorable heart, you can choose to bring opponents to the point of surrender rather than knocking them out. A peaceful resolution rewards Ringo with more honor points, but also lets you befriend them, which provides a powerful buff in future battles. The game itself is also arranged into 10 episodes, which will follow Ringo's journey to find out what happened to his long-lost brother as he becomes the ultimate Ki fighting champion. Stories unfold as beautiful anime nostalgia bombs, and the entire experience is drenched in colorful whimsy. JRPGs are experiencing a bit of revival right now. Just look at Clair Obscur, and with quality games like Wanderstars, it seems we'll have even more to look forward to in the future. So, that wraps it up for this round of the best and weirdest of Next Fest. What were your favorite demos? Did you find anything really good, or something truly weird? Let us know down below. And if you'd like to keep in touch, you can always join the Dun Generator Discord server, linked in the description. We do some game nights, key giveaways, or just shoot the proverbial breeze around the virtual fireplace with a good group of game enthusiasts. And as always, if you like what we're doing here on Two-Headed Hero, please take a second to check out our Patreon page to get access to exclusive perks and content. The Heroes table always has room for another adventurer, and we really appreciate it. Just as we appreciate all of these fine champions. Wolfgang Bristol, Adam Uselman, Jaduzable, Yaroslav Rybaki, Jim DiFrancesco, Vulpes, Cameron Frament, John Williams, Mirek Hotovi, San Lunette, Thorben Pelzer. You can also show your support in the usual YouTube ways with your likes, subscriptions, and comments. We read each and every comment even if we don't always have time to reply, so feel free to talk to us down below. And be sure to click that bell to get notified of our next video. We got a big series retrospective brewing and a couple small vids cooking right now, as we speak. So, thanks again for watching, and we'll see you on the next Two-Headed Hero.